Welcome to Things Keep Happening, a mini podcast where instead of one big, hefty podcast that's an hour long, it was time for that. I release 3 petite recordings throughout the week. I'm talking Monday, Wednesday, Friday, tri-weekly. And I think that this could really change the world because this is how long it takes for you to finish your Stairmaster routine. This is how long it takes you to walk to work. This is how long it takes you to, I don't want to say it, self-pleasure. My voice in the background might help you. And I'm just going to talk about things that are happening in parentheses to me. The reason I actually even just created this was because I absolutely need to talk to someone about the Rite Aid closing a block down for me. This has been a situation that has sent me over the edge. And I'm now looking at a tripod into a camera, wanting to speak this out loud. As this isn't okay. The Rite Aid on the corner of my block is shutting down and it's apocalyptic. I went in there the other day because the 30% off signs lured me in like a siren underwater. That's an Odyssey reference. Chris Nolan's coming out. It's not a paid promotion, but it could be. Anyway, they lured me in with a 30% off sign. I walk in, empty shelves everywhere. It looked like I was shopping in the Reason to Go On with Life aisle. There was nothing there. I'm starting to pick through. I'm like, should I buy cold and flu medication now for when it's winter? I'm having really dark thoughts. I end up in like the beauty section. And tell me why I got a fantastic deal on a tub of Vaseline and some poison ivy itch scrub. But the thing is that doesn't make up for the fact that I won't have access to that now. You know what I mean? Like losing a Rite Aid is like losing a loved one. I'm now going to have to walk 10 blocks to the nearest one. So of course I got short-term deals, but what I lost was a long-term partner. So that's kind of something I'm going through. It feels honestly like I'm mourning. The other thing that I'm going through that I need to talk about is planning a trip to Korea with my 60-year-old mother. Planning with her is an interesting term because she kind of doesn't do anything. She kind of sits idly by in a coffee shop using the restroom every 15 minutes while I plan the entire thing. I'm like, let's book the hotel. And she's already walking to the bathroom with a key connected to a canoe for her 15th break. And I am just like sitting there mulling through hotels, mulling through train tickets. She comes out of the bathroom. I sit down. I go, we got to do the train ticket. She goes, they're sold out. I go, Mom, that date says yesterday. What happened to reading comprehension skills in the 80s where they don't know what a date is? I'm like, how are you guys running this country? Creating a situation for all of us, an environment so we can't live in this country anymore, and you guys don't know how to read a date. I feel like if anybody in our generation, people like to say that our generation is dumber than the booms, than the 80s. They don't know how to do anything. They really just don't know basic numbers and letters, and it's sad to watch. Anyway, I'm trying to plan this trip to visit my little brother who is modeling in Korea, which has obviously just destroyed my self-confidence. I think that if you're listening to this, you might be familiar with Max. He's my younger brother, Pillow Fort video royalty. He has a face card so lethal that he's in Asia right now at 19, probably making more money than me. And it's absolutely brutal to watch. He actually started professionally modeling the same day I started my antidepressants, which felt personal. So we're going to go visit him, and it is going to be surreal. He keeps saying he's going to show me around, but every time I ask him about areas that are considered the most popular sites in Seoul to go to, he keeps saying, you have to go to this one area with me. Forget all about that. I Google the area he wants to take me to. It's the gay area. He goes, this is the area everybody goes. Yeah, all your kind. He hasn't been to the palace. He hasn't been to the old town. He hasn't been to the mountain in the middle of the city. But he's shaking ass in the club with the gay Koreans. Will I obviously fraction off a pie chart little fraction of my time while I'm there to go to the gay Korean place? Of course I will. I'm an ally. I'm also gay. But I will be going with a different intention. I'll be going for only like an hour. He's making it his whole thing there. I hope he watches this. But those are the two things that have been really rubbing me wrong. I went to Chicago last week. What a joyful city. A city full of happy people. So gorgeous. I obviously live in New York City, and I think that there is a chapped feeling here, a rough, dry feeling. You know what I mean? Like everything is kind of chafing. You're chafing through life. Everything's difficult. Everything's hard. Everything's painful. I went to Chicago, and I feel like I got lubed up. I slid through that city. I sit down to get a deep dish pizza right after I get off the flight. I get welcomed by the nicest waitress I've ever met in my entire life. Big, beautiful, bright smile. Like someone who would model at an orthodontist office. Hiya. What can I get you? And then before I can respond, she goes, let me guess, 2 Cokes and water. I go, yeah, 2 Cokes and water. How'd you know that? She goes, I heard you guys talking about it at the door. This is an attention to detail that a 6-star hotel in Cannes, France would pay attention to their guests. This is big boy in Chicago. I go, thank you so much, lady. And she goes, are you guys from Chicago? Small talk. I didn't ask. She goes, you guys from Chicago? I go, no, we just flew in. And she says to me, well, welcome to our city. Welcome to our city. I lived in New York 7 years. All I've heard is get out. All I've heard is leave. Go back to Michigan. Freeze your ass off. Ride a horse back there. I've never heard welcome to our city. I love New York, and I love New Yorkers because I think they are actually very nice, but they don't wear it externally. In Chicago, they're all the Pope. And I'm from the Midwest, so I really miss that energy. And then after the deep dish pizza, which was gluten-free because I care about my boyfriend's stomach, we go and we jump in Lake Michigan with the skyline in the background. What is this? Is this Disney World? This is the happiest place on earth. We take a stroll up the coast, Monarch Butterfly Garden. They were landing on me as if my skin was made of honeydew, of sugar water. I'm sorry, I didn't know I was Snow White. We walk through again, back into the city, and there's a festival. I don't know of what, but they were celebrating. Probably that they live in Chicago. And it really reminded me that middle America, they're actually the happiest people on earth. If you live on a coast, you just are upset about something. And I'm with you on that, but we choose that every day. And now I'm back from Chicago. I'm in New York, facing insurmountable challenges like starting a micropod, finding a microphone for a micropod, thinking of a name for a micropod, finding a tripod. Out of all the tripods, have you been on Amazon? It's only tripods. It's only podcast microphones. Amazon is like patient zero for the podcast epidemic. They're like arms dealers to Bushwick. Everybody has something to say. Even I believe it, or I wouldn't be here. And that's what I'm doing now in New York. Spreading my wisdom. I've fallen for it, and so are you. So, it's great to be back, but at what cost? And now, current eventally, a lot is happening. It's actually crazy, and I think the name that's on the tip of everybody's tongue is Escalator Girl. This mysterious figure popped out of nowhere with a video no longer than 45 seconds, but captured the imagination of everyone. She's like a prophet. Her appearance was prophetic. It was just instantaneous, like she was brought down from heaven. A clip emerged of a little girl yanking a grown woman's hair and then going onto an escalator and doing a very diva-esque pose as she goes down the escalator. And as the escalator stops, you can see the decision-making process in her mind. The wheels are spinning. She has a decision to make. She decides to walk down the escalator. And the whole thing is very sassy, and everyone loved it. But then more and more clips came out. Another one of her being chased by the police going down the same escalator. She jumps from one escalator to the other, the one going up. All of this seems like performance art to me. It's kind of sending a message. No matter which direction life is pushing you, you can go against the grain. If the escalator of life is pushing you in a direction, walk the other way. It might take more energy, but it'll be worth it. This is making me feel like I'm one of those fake motivational speakers where they literally have a podcast and they talk to the camera and give fake motivational speeches just to clip it. That's who I am now. Anyway, a third clip came out, and it's her on ground level. She's no longer on stairs. And she's fighting with the police, fighting with adults. And it was later just kind of like revealed that she was shoplifting, and she tore that mall up. Like, she was like Bane from Batman. Like, she was like a full villain. Multiple people had to get involved, and I'm obsessed with her. And I think we'll find out a lot more in the weeks to come. Speaking of insidious people coming down an escalator, ruin our life, Donald Trump is renovating the White House, and I'm getting really worried about it. Like, my anxiety's going up because I feel like renovating the White House isn't a thing someone does when they want to leave in 3 years. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't stick and peel kitchen tile. You know what I mean? This isn't renter friendly. This is a 100,000 square foot ballroom. And when you build a ballroom, you want to dance in it. And not for 3 years. You know what I mean? It's giving Putin-esque. It's giving dictatorship. It's giving Louis XVI and his palace. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to build your dream home and not live in it. So I feel like we got to do a little bit of a red flag there, a little bit of why are you making long-term plans to a short-term situation? You know what I mean? He's building that for JD? He's building that for a Democrat? I don't think so. So I'm a little bit nervous. And I made a video about like what other renovations he should add, like a Jack and Jill bathroom and maybe like even a bidet, because I feel like he has cleanliness issues. But go check that out. I'm not going to get into that. Other things that are happening, speaking of other houses that are sinister, Matt Rife bought the Annabelle house. And this is my thought about that, is that I feel like it is a bit in the work. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think he bought this estate to own it or that he cares about it. I just, like, know he's writing a special about it. And that's what pisses me off about it. Like, I know he's going to get up on stage and be like, I'm not saying the doll moves, but I'm not saying it doesn't move. You know what I mean? Like, I can, like, literally hear the uncreative bits he's going to do about owning that house now. Like, it's just such a press moment for me that it's kind of, like, ruining it for me. And I also, like, how do we feel about men controlling women's bodies once again? Annabelle deserves rights. Should a man own her? Worse, should a man comedian own her? This feels like everything Annabelle's been fighting against her entire life. Why don't we just let her live in a house? Why don't we let her just, like, haunt a house? No, I'm realizing things. Like, why are we stopping all of these, like, ghosts from their career? Why are we blocking a successful female career woman from doing her job? She's a haunter. She's a hauntress. Let's let her do it. We don't need anyone to own her. We don't need her to be in a glass box. Give her a shed in the woods of West Virginia. Let her haunt it. That's her dream. That's what she wants to do. Why are we controlling her image, moving her from place to place, writing articles about her, not for the press? Let her do what she needs to do, Annabelle. This is her Anna Hell, not her living her dream. The movies, all the money made off her name, she's not getting a cent. Talk about the pink tax. she's not getting 75 cents on the dollar. She's getting nothing. And if we believe for this doll to be real, I think that we need to talk about rights and not Matt Rife's. You hear me? So I'm against that. That's my thoughts on that. The other thing that's going on is August. The salt air's here and the rust is on the door, baby. Fall is coming. And I'm terrified of that because lately time has not been making sense to me. And I feel like this is something that happens after you turn 25, is that time becomes elastic. You start to notice how much time passes by the bananas browning in your kitchen. Because one day they're yellow, now they're ready for a banana bread. But that feels in itself as only one day, but it's been 2 weeks. Time feels different. And now that it's already August, I can tell that my perception of time is speeding up. Like I'm on 1.25 now. Age 0 to 25 is you're at normal speed. After that, you're at 1.25. Once you hit 40, 1.5. 75, you're on 2 times speed. You're just absolutely gunning it to the finish line. It's a grandson's birthday every other week. The same grandson. Seasons are days long. So we're already in August and I can already feel the academic energy return to the world. Like I felt a brisk breeze the other day and I'm like, let's get fucking started. I need to buy a turtleneck. I need to get a library card and I need to lock in because fun's over. And I think you can almost feel that pop culturally. Like we never had a pop song of the summer. And now already it's like time to wrap up, time to get serious. Horror movies are getting ready to release. I made a video about this, but like let's start thinking about our Halloween costume. You know it's coming. Get people involved. You know this is on its way. It's August. It's tomorrow. And I think that's really important to note. Okay, guys. This was the first episode. I'm low N. I'm figuring everything out. But what I want this to be is a community, a commune, a cult. I want this to be a tri-weekly thing that we do together. Like, I just feel like I didn't want to do a normal podcast that was an hour long with a co-host. I wanted to do like almost like a newsletter 3 times a week. Like I said it earlier, but like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 15 to 20 minutes every single time. And it's just going to work off itself. I'm going to like do a lot of callbacks. Things will progress. I will update you. I want to talk about like things that are happening in real time. You know what I mean? Like if like I don't want to wait a week to talk about something. I want to do like very micro news stories, things that have been happening and just have fun with it. Just like relax, you know what I mean? And have a discourse. And then you guys can like DM me and tell me what you want me to talk about. If you want like one of my siblings to come on and talk about things with me, we can. Literally whatever you want. But I think that what makes us different is that it's happening 3 times a week. It's shorter, it's quicker, it's more micro, it's more niche, which I love niche, obviously. So that's what this is going to be. And if you want to join. If not, then you have bad taste. I won't say that. I didn't say that. But I think it could be fun. So thank you for listening to the first one. It's going to get better and better and better and better, improving. And one day, this background won't be IKEA shelves with gay books on it. It'll be a gold-plated throne because that's how well this did. And I'm excited for that day. And we can only do it together. So, besos. Thank you for listening to Things Keep Happening. I have a feeling things might keep happening. Ding! And then it closes off.